In this video, I want to dig into some of the more practical aspects of marketing automation, because I know, as someone who has worked with countless small businesses as they are sort of approaching and being introduced to the topic of automation, I know that it can be really tempting to think about automation as something that just fits into one section of your business, right? In fact, this is something that I believe probably the majority of businesses get wrong. They think about automation as a solution to a specific problem. So let's take lead generation, for example, right? If they have traffic to their website, but they're not doing a great job of capitalizing on those individuals and capturing them into leads, they think of marketing automation as something that might be able to solve that particular pain point. And the problem is that they're right. The problem is not that it can't do that, it's that it can. And so once they achieve that goal, once they accomplish that objective, they sort of stop looking for other areas where automation might also serve them. And that is where I think like the double-edged sword comes in with automation. Because it is so good at any one of these individual areas, people stop looking to see where else it could be leveraged in their business. So what I want to do here is talk through some of the various stages of the customer journey and hopefully describe some ideas for where automation might be a fit for your business. So as I said, the most common scenario is lead generation and lead capture, and then the next level of that is following up with leads. So not only do I have landing pages in place that can offer my lead magnet or my free consultation or sign people up for a demo, but then what am I doing with those folks afterwards? Because it would be really simple to say, here's a landing page offering a free ebook. And then on the back end, here is the automation that delivers that free ebook. Or if you have a face-to-face consultation, here is a scheduling link that they can choose a time on my calendar. And then here are the reminders to help them show up for that event, right? So I think most people see automation as this modular component that just does if this, then that, which is fine, and it is where I recommend people start. But after the lead gen section, after the lead capture component, they may not be ready to become a customer. And certainly some people will. They'll make that leap themselves. If the ebook is compelling, or if the consultation or the demo goes really well, then they will find their way to your sales page and they'll check out, or they'll call you and they'll give you their credit card over the phone and they'll make a purchase. But automation can also help as a contingency plan for people who don't do that right away. So wherever your lead capture is, and maybe you have multiple, in fact, you probably should, you should also have something in place for people who don't buy right away. So this is like a nurture or an ongoing education sequence, something that not only addresses their concerns and positions you as an expert, but also is of genuine value. And what I mean is it should make their life better, right? So after the ebook has been delivered, if they don't become a customer, what needs to happen in that section of their customer journey to help get them to whatever it is that they need next? And maybe it's one of your products, but maybe it's not, right? So what happens in that window to help them understand and make an informed decision as to what is the best next move for them? And automation can absolutely work there. Now, the point of purchase, right? That's an individual moment. A transaction happens. It's kind of binary. It's either happened or it has not yet. There's nobody, typing in the credit card and hovering over the button, and there's not a whole lot we can do at that point. But once they purchase, they become a customer. So there's this inflection point in their journey where they transition from being a prospect to being a customer. And the truth is, a lot of businesses stop there. As soon as they think of that as like, hey, we got the customer, we won that sale, and that's the end of it. And if that's the way you think about marketing automation, you are severely overlooking an entire segment of the customer journey, which is the fulfillment aspect, the upsell. If you have a continuity program or a membership, there's an ongoing relationship with that individual. But what I'm suggesting is that, if you break the customer journey down into two halves, everything before they were a customer and everything that after they became a customer, too many businesses only focus on the new lead part of that equation, the new prospect area of that journey, and they don't focus on how could I use automation to automatically fulfill on my products, right? Like I offer virtual courses. So after somebody buys, the automation goes to work reminding me to send them a thank you card, but then creating their membership login credentials, delivering them to them, and as they engage with my course content, delivering additional resources, or if they stop engaging, the automation kicks in to encourage them to log back in, right? So think about your customer journey for buyers. Once somebody has purchased, what does their experience look like, and how could automation be used to not only support it, but to enhance it, to actually make it better, right? And then once the fulfillment of that product is finished, is your relationship done for that customer? Should it be concluded at that point? And if the answer is yes, like, hey, they're never going to buy again, that's the end of it, then so be it. But more often than not, something should happen next. Whether it is guiding them towards a repeat purchase, or guiding them toward a second purchase, or guiding them toward a partner program where they can become an advocate for your brand, something should happen at the end of that journey, so that there isn't just like a cliff that people fall off. And so I guess the reason I underscore the value of focusing on the fulfillment part of that journey for the customer is because, depending on what statistic you're reading, it is anywhere between 6 and 30 times easier to sell to somebody you have already sold to once, right? I'm sure we've all seen versions of that statistic. And so if that is true, if it's much easier to sell to the people whose trust you have already earned, then why do marketers and business owners in general have this disproportionate focus on new leads and on lead capture and on traffic and Facebook ads? And all of those things are good and vital, but it's not the entire equation. And so what I want to underscore, I guess, and the point I want to make in this video is that you need to consider the entire customer journey. It's not just about capturing new leads. It's not even just about nurturing those leads or creating new customers. It is about the comprehensive experience that the customers have at every juncture of their relationship with your brand. And that is where automation fits. Now, what I am building toward and what I hope will be exciting for you, well, don't get me wrong. If any of that was a light bulb moment or was exciting for you, that is great, and you can do all of that and should, but there's more. Automation can also be used internally for your own processes, right? Automation, well, what we've described so far is all customer-facing automation, but that's just a portion of how automation could be used in your business. I have also seen automation used for like HR departments to manage hiring, right? If you have a bigger company or you're constantly hiring people, you could use sales pipeline stages to track applicants as they work their way through your hiring funnel, right? If you have a partner program, you can use automation to not only register people for that, but to keep them engaged, to deliver resources to your partners that they can use over time to promote you and your brand and to earn commissions and drive traffic your way. I've also seen automation used to manage internal processes like guest blog contributors. For a long time, I ran a campaign where if a guest blog contributor committed to writing a post for me, I would enter the date and the topic into an internal form, and it would trigger off automation, reminding them as the date approached and asking if they had submitted it or if they had any questions for it. And then once I received the post from them and I scheduled it to go out, I would start a new set of automation that would remind them, hey, the post is going live. Here's your link. You can share it. So you can use automation to manage any process or any relationship that is driven by a process. It's not just customers. It can also be used for employees, for partners, for vendors, for all these facets outside of the actual customer journey. And so I think a lot of people are underutilizing automation based on these kind of artificial boundaries that they have either assigned to it themselves or that have been set through sort of the constructs of how people think and talk about it in general. So I wanted to record this video just to challenge that, to encourage you to get creative in the way that automation looks for your business and for your brand, because I think that once you start to connect those dots, there really isn't a limit in terms of how and where you can use it. And once you have Infusionsoft or any automation platform up and running for your business, you may as well maximize the value you are getting from it. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions or thoughts on this, I would love to hear them. If you have unique or creative ways that you have used automation in your business, please reach out and share it to me. I am always looking to share or to learn and to gather new examples, but also to celebrate your success as you hit those milestones on your own automation journey.